Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Sorry it's been a while, but things have been busy with all the kids and sports and everything, but I'm finally able to start bringing you some new videos. So, I'm going to start out with a new one, or whatever, a new summertime carry, um, and we'll go over it quickly here. The Mossberg MC2SC, and it is a part of the Micro 9 double stack, whatever you want to call it. Did a lot of comparisons on shooting these. The same way the Shield, Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, changed the concealed carry game by being able to conceal a small 8-round with very easily compared to something size of a Glock 19. These double stacks have done, and now everyone makes one. So comparing them all, very difficult, and I would like to show those videos sometime, but that's another day. So went with the after trying a lot of them. Sig is one of my favorites if you've watched my other videos, which, by the way, if you haven't, go ahead and like and subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. Primarily they are about guns. The World Cup's coming up, so I made a couple of just random, but mostly it's about financial stability and trading stocks. That's one of my side hustles or whatever. And you can do a lot of other things, but you can only pick one. So guns is one of my, favorite hobbies and passions, you could say. So let's jump right into it. The MC2SC. So this is not how it came, but it did come with a, and this is one of the big reasons that I liked it. First off, price tag was $420, which the only other thing comparable was the Taurus G2 or G3C and the Canic TP9. The Canic, I didn't like how it felt as much. I do like shooting it, but carrying it was not as fun. Taurus, not knocking Taurus at all, but just don't trust my life with it. So this one has. I've added a couple things. In an Olight on the front, which this does not have your standard flashlight attachment on the front, and this light was not made to go on it. So I had to remove the Glock hold, which you have any other light. There's normally a little line right in here, and then the flashlight will have an insert that goes on top, and you can switch them out so that it'll fit in there. This one, I just had to clamp down real hard, and it stays on so far. I've also added a Romeo 0 Optic, which drops straight on here without a plate. So obviously this comes already cut. Now it's really hard to show the Romeo Optic turns off on its own. I don't think I can do it without moving the bed or whatever, but I think you can see it is, it turned itself off. Okay, so it's off now, and as soon as you move it, there it is. Oh, maybe it was on anyways. So, all right, well, just gave it away, but like it because it co-witnesses straight out of the box, dropping this optic on very nicely, which I'm not a big fan. I do and have learned always on irons, but have become very good with this. And these will last forever. You do have to take it off to replace the battery, but the batteries are not expensive. And you also can run it with a cover over the top, although it messes up the co-witness, which whatever. So couple things about the Mossberg MC2SC, the reason I went with it. A value for price, which stocks, that's the biggest thing. I'm always trying to get the best value for the price, and I want something good, high quality, that will get the job done, and that also is not overpriced. So while I loved the new Kimber Mako, that thing looked like looked fun. I shot it once and just it was cool. I didn't get enough time with it. The Hellcat, to me, the new Pro version they had, pretty cool, but same thing. The SIG Spectre, the 365X Spectre with the gold trigger, pretty awesome. But in this ballpark, for a Hellcat or an M&P 2.0 shield, that would be comparable, but you're still looking in the 500-600 range. You're not getting close to 400 for anything else. The only other one that I did consider was the Ruger Max, I think, 9mm, very similar, but ended up going this route just because well, okay, anyways, let's just focus on this. So Mossberg MC2SC, there is a Mossberg MC2C. Normally would not come with an Olight, and you can get it with a Crimson Trace here. I went with the SIG. I do love this grip stippling here, and so I'll show you with the 14 rounder. This gives you 14 plus 1, and we are clear, but let me just show you. All right, so everything is clear. All right, YouTube, we are good to go there. All right, and we will load our clip in, our magazine, sorry. All right, so we're back to clear. Now, one complaint, one thing about this, this Olight, which I like Olight. You'll hear some people knock this, but this is a red dot BALDR RL. So it's a flashlight and red dot sight, which is also sighted in. I understand, you're not, wait, can you even see the red dot there? Let's see. Yeah, okay, there it is. You see the flashlight and the red dot. I understand we're at a bit overkill with the red dot optic and the red dot on the flashlight, but in a pinch, whatever, it works. And this is a quick change if I want it to be just flashlight, just red dot, or just whatever, both. I can click this over, and it changes. So that's both. That's just flashlight, that's just red dot, and that's both of them. Typically, I don't mind the red dot being with the flashlight. So, trigger pull. Just give you, it's not the best trigger in the world, but it shoots well. Now, real quick, so the backup, these are an aluminum. This secondary round is an 11 plus 1, so I'm carrying, when I carry this, I have 14 plus 1, so 15 with another 11. I'm rocking 26 rounds with having to carry only one extra mag, which is enough to get me to my next, wherever I need to go next. And then this can charge on the underneath when you're going. Okay, so I'm not going to do it, but the disassembly of this is super easy. You just push this down essentially and pull the slide off, and you can take the gun down faster than any other firearm I've seen. I also love these front throw grips here. As when I'm shooting, I like to extend out with my opposite finger, and it's just a perfect spot to know where you're at. So but the stippling on the grip is, you can get a really good I forget the term for now. It's not posture, but whatever. And you can see the bore axis above my hand. This grip is low, so it is. I'm not gonna lie, it's not as snappy as some of the smaller ones. So this barrel is 3.4 inches, and with this being steel and this being polymer, it's not heavy, so it does have some kick. But I did, the flashlight in the front and the steel slide, I'm still able to get second shot right on. So I'll show real quick the trigger take. It does have a bit of mush, and trigger pull is easy. All right, let me show you the reset. All right, so reset. All right, so not fantastic. Something I would possibly consider upgrading if this becomes something that goes in my rotation often. But so let's see what else. Oh, the one thing you have to get used to, and it did take me a little bit, manual safeties. I have kids, good to have around the house. But this has what's called a cross bolt safety. So you'll see it's here. So now safety's on. It takes some getting used to. So when you're here and draw, if you have your safety on with one in the pipe, it is a lot different than, maybe clicking a safety off here. Instead, you're reaching up and clicking the safety off there and then putting it back on there. So it's just a different manual of arms that you have to get used to, but it's quick to get to. So it took me a minute to get used to. The mag release is very nice and pops out easily. So let's show the other. Now, not as big of a fan with the 11. I noticed it is snappier. And I have, about a quarter of my pinky on there, which with my other hand, it's not a big deal, but I prefer the 14 rounder. And that is one negative. These spare mags are difficult to find, and the one I have on its way, it was about $35. So whatever. I like to have 5 extra mags for every gun I have. But with this one right now, we're just, obviously I only have the 2 with one more 14 rounder on the way. All right, just real quick, want to compare that to a couple of others that I may have carried or shown you in the past. So one sec. All right, so just to make sure I don't get knocked on YouTube, we are clear. 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 Where? What's going on? Oh, we've got him. Sorry. Clear. And clear. Okay. So, I talked about earlier, the M&P Shield original, which changed the game, if you know anything about single stack firearms, very similar in size, and it's clear. However, this was what I would be carrying with the Mossberg. This 8 plus 1, 9 plus an additional 7 plus an additional 8. Oh, wrong one. An additional 8. So carrying 3 mags to get our 9, 8, 7, which gives us 24 compared to our 26 we have here. That's an extra mag change. Is it that big of a deal? Not really. It's better still which one of these I'm better and more comfortable with. But this has no flashlight. This has no red dot. And whatever it is, one less mag change. Plus, I shoot them both well, but I don't know. This is kind of old reliable to me. Still. So, okay. The size comparison, just to show you, we'll put them on top of each other. See, they're about the same. I mean, if anything, it's funny, the 11 rounder here compared to the 8 rounder sticks out way further. I'm going to put the 14 rounder. Alright, so here we've got the 14 rounder with this shield on top, and we're looking at almost identical in every way. And what's strange to me is that the width, okay, let me see how to show you this. Okay, width is obviously different, but not that much. It's not tremendous. However, same size. They fit in the same holster. This is 8 plus 1. This is 14 plus 1. This has a 3.4 inch barrel. This has a 3.1 inch barrel. So you might not think that's a big deal, but I'll show you a couple others here in a sec that you'll see is a difference. So that's our Shield version 1 original. This is a 3-inch barrel SIG P938, and you can see a noticeable difference. This has no magazine in it, but we're clear there. And this is still probably my favorite gun ever, but that I can get a full purchase on and a full grip. And this is 7 plus 1, so not 8 plus 1 like the Shield, but when carrying 2 mags, I've got 22 rounds. All right, now getting closer into our, you know, I don't have a Glock 19, a Glock 17, I'll show you in a second, but the Ruger Security 9 is, I mean, really exactly the same as the Glock 19. Now, this carries 15 plus 1, same as the Glock 19. 4-inch barrel, same as the Glock 19. So we are giving up some barrel length, clearly here, and you can see it on the end. So there's your point, you know, 0.6 inches or whatever it is, whatever, I don't know, yeah. But same amount of rounds. And size-wise, carrying these, I mean, you can see they are very similar. So this usually is my winter carry. It is heavier. It's definitely a lot, the Mossberg is definitely a lot lighter. But the Ruger does have your traditional, I mean, whatever, if you know, manual safeties, as I mentioned earlier. All right, and then just to compare the Glock 17, which is your 4.5 inch barrel, obviously you are going to notice this is not a concealed carry firearm, a noticeable difference on the end, which is why I can shoot this thing extremely well, because the sight radius and the velocity created with this is tremendous. So the magazines for the Ruger are aluminum, and the magazines for Glocks, as everyone knows, are plastic. All right, so that is my review of the Ruger, of the Mossberg MC2SC. Right now, all these others, I have 1,000 rounds easily in all of them, some of them much more. This I only have, I guess, 1, 2, 3, about 500 rounds, pushing that number. And after 3.5 visits to the range, one really, putting it to the test, I really do like it and have carried it now several times. But it's funny when you get a new one, just, you remember you have it, and that you've got a different manual of arms, the safety's different, and I still find myself coming back to the old reliables sometimes, but which is usually the Ruger Security 9 in the winter, and in the summer either the Shield or SIG P938, or I'll double up if I'm really going somewhere that requires a backup, which usually I'll have something in the truck as well. But if I do need to on person, I might double up on these, or this and this, or you know what I mean. So, but that's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about the Mossberg MC2SC, and based on price, I would give it a very strong review. I don't think anyone will be disappointed in the value. If you are looking for something with the capacity of 15 rounds with one chambered, 14 plus 1, that you can put a red dot on, that with practice you can shoot very well, gets the job done. There are very few options right now in that price range, and so I would say, with all things considered, comparing it to a Hellcat or a SIG P365 for twice as much money, no, they probably don't stack up. But they're very hard. I mean, the margin there is very slim. So for value, yes, I trust this thing, or I wouldn't carry it. And I would give it, for value, an A. For just overall, probably only because of the cross safety, although that's made up for with how easy it is to disassemble, and all the cool features, and the round capacity and the extra 3.4 inch barrel length that you don't get on some of the others. I'd give it a B+. So this is Cody the Duke signing off on the Mossberg MC2SC. Like and subscribe. Have a good day. See you.